Hundreds of satellites can track every ship and missile on the ocean's surface. Yet just a few meters below, the world goes dark. Modern sensors penetrate only the shallowest layers, and sonar scans are blurred by thermoclines and ambient noise. Naval power now moves where almost nothing can follow. This is how war shifts out of sight, and why true dominance depends on who controls the silence beneath. But what makes the ocean so impenetrable, and who is already waging the real fight down there? Aircraft carriers, destroyers, and missile frigates dominate news coverage and defense debates. Satellite images track their movements across oceans, and open-source intelligence maps every surface fleet in real time. The global public, armed with ship tracking apps and radar feeds, follows these visible armadas as if every maneuver reveals the balance of power. Yet this focus on surface fleets overlooks a fundamental limitation. The sensors that make this visibility possible, radar, optical satellites, and electromagnetic trackers, are nearly blind the moment they reach the ocean's skin. Electromagnetic waves, the backbone of modern surveillance, fade out within meters of seawater. Even the most advanced satellites cannot see past the first few feet of the surface. Below that, the ocean becomes opaque, hiding everything from small submarines to entire ballistic missile fleets. This creates a profound gap between what can be monitored and what actually matters for strategic control. Surface ships move in a world of constant scrutiny, their positions and intentions exposed to rivals and observers alike. Submarines, by contrast, slip beneath this web of sensors, operating in a domain where traditional tracking tools are useless. The result is a kind of double vision, a world where the most visible forces are not necessarily the most decisive. Public and political perceptions are shaped by what can be seen from above, while the true contest for dominance unfolds in darkness, governed by the physics of water and the limits of human sensing. The illusion of surface transparency persists, even as the real balance of power is decided far below, in a space where silence and uncertainty are the only constants. Sound, not light or radio waves, is the primary tool for sensing beneath the ocean. Yet the ocean distorts and hides these signals, creating a world where even the most advanced sonar faces limits. At certain depths, temperature changes rapidly. This is the thermocline. Here, sound bends and curves, forming acoustic shadow zones where a submarine can vanish from detection. Naval acousticians describe these layers as nature's own stealth technology. A sound wave traveling downward may hit the thermocline and refract sideways, never reaching a sonar array above. Multipath propagation adds another layer of complexity. A single noise like a propeller turning can split into many paths as it bounces off the surface and seafloor. By the time it reaches a sensor, the signal is blurred, arriving from multiple directions and at different times. This makes it difficult to pinpoint a submarine's true location or even confirm that it is there at all. The SOFAR channel is a deep layer where sound speed is lowest, and it can carry low-frequency signals for thousands of kilometers. But even the SOFAR channel is unpredictable. Ambient noise, generated by storms, ship traffic, and marine life, fills the water with a constant background hum, masking faint submarine signatures. Tracking a submarine is like listening for a whisper in a crowded hall, with walls that shift and reshape the sound. The ocean's physical properties turn undersea detection into a technical challenge that no single sensor can solve, and that sets the stage for the vast networks and new technologies that follow. Along the world's most contested maritime corridors, a hidden architecture listens for what satellites and radar cannot see. The sound surveillance system, called SOSUS, was first installed during the Cold War across the GIUK gap, meaning Greenland, Iceland, and the United Kingdom. These fixed seabed arrays, anchored in deep water, provided NATO with the ability to detect Soviet submarines as they moved from the Arctic into the Atlantic. Today, the principle endures, but the technology has multiplied. Modern seabed sensors, both fixed and mobile, form layered networks in strategic choke points such as the Strait of Hormuz, the Malacca Strait, Bab el-Mandeb, and the shallow littorals of the South China Sea. Fixed arrays capture the low-frequency hum of distant propellers, building a persistent record of acoustic signatures. Mobile nodes deployed by unmanned underwater vehicles or towed by surface ships fill gaps, reposition with changing threats, and adapt to new operational demands. Each node acts as an ear pressed to the seabed, relaying data through cables or acoustic links to command centers far away. These networks are not uniform. In narrow, shallow straits, detection becomes more reliable as sound bounces between the seabed and surface, compressing the search area. But in the open ocean, even the most advanced arrays leave vast blind spots. The result is a patchwork of listening posts, each one extending the reach of undersea surveillance, but none able to guarantee perfect coverage. This architecture shapes the undersea battlefield, defining who hears what and where the next move might go unheard. Autonomous underwater vehicles now patrol the world's most contested waters, gathering acoustic data and relaying it to distant command centers. These unmanned gliders operate for weeks on battery power, sweeping through straits and along seabed cables, their sensors tuned to the faintest disturbances. Each vehicle acts as a silent scout, and the real transformation comes from how they process what they hear. Machine learning algorithms, trained on vast libraries of ship and submarine signatures, sift through background noise to identify possible threats. The promise is clear. It is to reduce the uncertainty that has always defined undersea warfare. Yet the ocean's complexity resists easy solution. In recent trials, AI detection systems flagged marine life, shifting sand, and even distant storms as potential submarines. False positives remain a persistent challenge. Dr. Lena Hartman, a leading AI researcher in naval acoustics, describes the problem as teaching a machine to distinguish a whisper in a hurricane. Her team's recent work, published under strict citation policy, found that while AI fusion can cut detection errors by up to 60% in controlled conditions, real-world environments introduce unpredictable variables. Despite these limits, navies continue to expand autonomous patrols. Microtag policies now require every detection event to be traceable to its data source, ensuring accountability in decision-making. The result is a new kind of surveillance, one that is more persistent, but still haunted by ambiguity. As sensor networks grow smarter, the ocean remains a place where certainty is always just out of reach. Submarines divide into two main types: attack submarines built for hunting and intelligence, and ballistic missile submarines, which exist to disappear. Ballistic missile submarines, often called SSBN, spend 70 to 100 days at a time on patrol, somewhere in the world's oceans, always moving, never revealing their position. The logic is simple. As long as no one can find them, no one can destroy them. This uncertainty is the foundation of nuclear deterrence. If an adversary cannot guarantee the location of an SSBN, they cannot risk a first strike, knowing that a devastating response could come from anywhere beneath the sea. Attack submarines, or SSN, add another layer. They track enemy submarines, gather intelligence, and threaten surface ships. But their presence is also ambiguous by design. One retired submariner put it, "The only thing more unsettling than knowing a submarine is out there is not knowing where it is." Invisibility, not firepower, is what makes these vessels so powerful. The mere possibility of a submarine's presence shapes decisions at the highest levels, deterring action without a single shot fired. On the ocean floor, thousands of cables and pipelines carry the world's data and energy, out of sight but never out of reach. Engineers know these lines are exposed. As one cable engineer said, "Every time we repair a break, we are reminded just how easy it is to cut the world in half." The Nord Stream explosions in September 2022 brought this vulnerability into focus. Multiple blasts ruptured pipelines that once supplied Russian gas to Europe, sending millions of cubic meters of gas bubbling to the surface and halting a key energy route overnight. Weeks passed before forensic teams could begin to examine the site, slowed by deep water, strong currents, and the need for specialized remotely operated vehicles. Months later, the question of who was responsible remained unanswered. Repair crews faced delays, while investigators sifted through debris and acoustic records, searching for evidence that might never surface. In the meantime, the ambiguity surrounding the attack unsettled governments and markets alike. Undersea sabotage operates in this space, where damage is real, evidence is scarce, and attribution is always uncertain. Right now, over 95% of global internet traffic moves through cables hidden beneath the sea, watched, tapped, or threatened beyond public view. As nations compete for the unseen depths, the real balance of power shifts silently below. Control the silence, and you control tomorrow's conflicts. Thank you for watching.